Hello and welcome to the 5th mission, Angels in Texas. The first thing we need to deal with is these guys at the front door who would tell us we cannot enter because we look too stuffy. But we can actually walk right past them. We could also enter through the roof or the garage at the side of the building, but that's not at all necessary. Be prepared for the frame rate to tank. There it goes. Now first thing we need to do is get some clothes, because there are a couple of guys that will chase us if we wear this outfit everywhere. Thankfully, there's this guy in the bathroom just sitting here feeling sorry for himself, so we shot him in the head and we're going to take his clothing. You might have seen that I have equipped a tranquilizer gun for this particular mission. This is one of the rare missions where it is useful. Now, we want to kill Phil Munson, who is currently performing on stage, and the easiest way to do this is to go back to his dressing room and poison his donuts. Now, there is a lady in this room here with us, but thankfully, she has turned away from us while we're poisoning his donuts. Now, he will eventually die, it will just be very slowly. But we can go ahead and cross that off the list early. Phil Munson is already dead. Now, in this next area outside would be the first place that guys would chase us if we were still wearing our normal outfit. They would chase us all the way through this hallway, very relentlessly. So it's good that we got that biker outfit from the guy in the bathroom. And we can see Vargas just left his office, and he's going to go out on the balcony to watch Phil Munson play. So we're going to save. And while Mr. Vargas is out on the balcony, we can shoot this other guy in here. Because if we don't, then he will bear witness to us trying to kidnap Vargas, and the mission will be compromised. So let's go ahead and stuff his body in here while Vargas is busy. And when Vargas is finally done watching Munson play, we will shoot him in the butt with the tranquilizer gun. So while we're sitting here waiting for Vargas, I feel it's important to mention that we could also drop a cage on Phil Munson's head, but the position we would have to get in to do that would be very vulnerable. Be very likely that we would be spotted. So we're just going to avoid that. And here he is, so let's shoot him. And we do need to capture Vargas alive. So that's why we use a tranquilizer gun on him. Now, nobody can see through the see-through walls, thankfully, otherwise they might notice that we're carrying Vargas. But nobody will. So that's Phil Munson's dead, and we have Vargas in our possession, but we still need to get him out of the building, which will be the roughest challenge of the, not the game, of the level. We're going to deposit him here where no one will see him, because no one comes into this room. And right out here in this hallway, there's a lock we need to pick to get to the reporter we have to save. Now, you might think it's a little bit unreasonable of the game to ask you to save a reporter and capture Vargas. But it's not. Don't worry about that. We have a solution. It's certainly not an ideal solution, but hey, what are you going to do in the secret agent business when stuff goes wrong? Alright, let's get in there. Okay, so the solution was that the reporter is already dead. Again, not an ideal solution, but it does make the level easier. Now let's save again. Now here comes the trickiest part of the level. In order to get Vargas out without being spotted, we either have to find a route with no one in it, or find a way to kill everyone on the route out. We're going to take the latter option. Now normally this guy will follow you into the room after you open the door, because of course you're acting kind of weird. Sometimes, though, he won't follow you and he'll just turn back around. Both options are an easy way to kill him. It helps if he comes into the room with you, though, because there is someone else in the hallway who might see you kill him otherwise. We're going to stay right up here against this wall, wait for that other biker to come over here. Because if we try to carry Vargas past him, he will notice and, of course, start shooting at us. For some reason, none of his stray bullets... Oh, hey! Phil Munson ate his poison donuts. For some reason, if they shoot at you while you're carrying Vargas, their stray bullets will not kill Vargas. I find that to be very odd. But now that he's moved into position, we just need to come over here and wait for him to turn his head away from us, and then we can strangle him too. Now for some reason, the girl right back there will not hear him struggling, or come to bother us. We're going to take his body into the other room just to be safe, but she should never notice it. At least she's never noticed it any of the times I've played the level. Of course, I've killed him the same way every time, so maybe it would go differently if you tried a different method. Now we're going to go back and carry Vargas's body out the way we want to leave. Now you might figure, how are you going to get him out one of the doors? There are people at every doorway, and it'd be a little ridiculous to kill them without causing some kind of alarm. Well, thankfully the doorways are not the only way out of the building. There is a window right around this corner, right over here, that we can open and we can drop Vargas's body out of it. Now, there is another biker who will occasionally walk into this room and stare at the window. But I have timed it in such a way that he won't come out while we're carrying Vargas. If you want to be extra careful, you should kill the biker when he comes out here, instead of doing what I'm doing. But killing that extra guy isn't necessary this time. And Vargas is fine even though he landed on his face. Now, we don't want to go around the front of the building to take him to our car, because we would get spotted still. So we're going to come through the garage and take him to our car that way. And here's the AI on full display again. This one mechanic, we're going to shoot him in the back of the head while he's facing away from us. And his buddy's going to look right at his dead body here in a moment. Looks right at his buddy's dead body. And he doesn't even notice it. And I don't know why. It seems like he was certainly close enough to see it. But now that the two mechanics are dead, we can take Vargas through here and out to our car without any problems. It's just going to be a rather slow walk. So this level is the one I spent the most time on out of all of the levels because it took me the longest to figure out. Taking an unconscious man through so many enemies seemed like an impossibility. And this isn't even the only way you can do it. There are many other ways to tackle this situation that I have seen. One of them doesn't involve killing anybody but Phil Munson, which, let me tell you, that is impressive. But this is the way I figured it out. Oh, and in case you didn't watch the whole briefing screen at the beginning of the level, the reason we had that poison to put in Phil Munson's donuts is because I equipped it on the equipment screen. You can just carry the poison with you, whenever you like, into any mission. Most missions I go in without it because it's usually easier to kill them a different way. But sometimes it is the easiest way through, as it was this time. Because trying to get Phil Munson in the right spot to drop a cage on his head is rather frustrating. This entire segment is also one of my pet peeves about the game because they don't tell you where to go after you have Vargas. And if you don't turn around at the start of the mission, you won't even notice your car is back here. So you'll be carrying Vargas's unconscious body around and have no idea where to go with it. Even though your character should know, you will not be informed. So it's a little bit frustrating. That also contributed to how much time I spent on this level. Alright, Vargas's body is now going in the trunk, so we can safely leave.
You don't mind, right? It's too bright for me. Now give me a second. I'm just filling out some of the necessary papers. When you start talking, there won't be any time for it.
What makes you think I'll talk?
Two of my colleagues already talked to you. But now it's time for a different conversation.
Oh, all right. Good cop, bad cop?
Now, we don't have time for good cop, bad cop, Alejandro. You'll just have to settle for my KGB friend over here. I believe you've already met. And when he's done with you, you can let your ligaments heal up in a federal prison. You see that? There's enough here to put you away for life. But it doesn't have to be that way, son. Good. I was curious to see what happens behind KGB doors.
I was only responsible for one thing. Recruiting. That's all I ever did, man.
How would you get orders or instructions?
Most of the time they were just written instructions. Dropped off for me in garbage bags, always in different places. Then I'd tell the recruits where to go for pickup. Always along a highway, marked by a standing soda bottle. I heard they were taken to training camps after that.
Where are these camps?
I don't even know where the recruits get picked up exactly, How am I supposed to know where they go after that? I mean,
He's telling the truth.
they might be
Undoubtedly. He's scared.
They all act so tough, but deep down they're just fearful little boys playing for.
You think that of me, Agent Pavlova?
Your contacts, do they have any names?
They're not stupid, man. Besides, even if I did, and I ratted on them, I'd take life in prison any day.
How many did you speak to? What did they sound like? Were they CIA?
I can't say any more, man.
That's enough for today. Did he say anything useful? Not really. Just some new things for us to look into. I'll interrogate him tomorrow. You always wait till tomorrow. Maybe the conspirators will postpone their plans till tomorrow too. Stop joking. Or whatever. If we're just gonna sit here all night, then I'm gonna go make some coffee. Too bad Tommy isn't here. Well, what about you, Semi?
No, I'm getting rest. Tomorrow we strike them again, regardless of how things go with Vargas.
In every incident we've dealt with so far that has any connection to the Mafia, these two names keep popping up. Mob boss Marco Cataldo and his right-hand man, Domenico Margaretti.
I took a look at Wesley's report on Capello's documents. It looks like the Mafia is playing a crucial role in this conspiracy.
Now, taking these two out will be huge.
What's this?
Oh, sorry. I don't know how... Well, this is my wife and son. I want to retire when this operation is finally over. You know, I missed all his childhood. I'm afraid to miss everything else.
At least you have them.
I have them, but I don't have them. Not with this life. Anyway, let's get started.
That sounds nice, Vincent. Retirement, I mean. We'll get you there. Vincent, does anyone else know what was in Capello's documents?
Well, just me, you, and Wesley.
Good.
Why's that? I trust everyone else.
Just caution. Trust has nothing to do with it. See you back at the safe house.